be patient. That's like first and foremost, be patient. I would definitely tell my younger self to be patient. Don't rush anything. Everything has its process. Everything has its time. Don't jump the gun. Don't rush anything. Just be patient. That's number one.
Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory in a way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Welcome back to another powerful episode of Breaking the Silence. I'm your host, author Nikki Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. This is the place where courage meets conversation, where everyday heroes share their stories that change them, shape them, push them to rise to the next level. So here, I celebrate strength, resilience, and the power of showing up for yourself, not only yourself, but others. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to an artist who doesn't just create music. He creates atmosphere. Stank Sound lives at the intersection of the alternative, hip-hop, rap, and soul, infused with a pulse of electronic rhythms, right? That's a lot, right? This is the kind of music you don't just listen to. You feel it. Every beat, every lyric, every layer is intentional and built to inspire, uplift, and challenge the limits of what music should be and can be. So sit back, lean back, and after this countdown, please welcome Saint to the platform.
Boys off his ass from the grass. Talking the grassroots, I wear big boots so I can put my foot up your ass. Where's the cash, the rock, the green, the damn dinero? We meet the lockers, the nerds and lockers. Cooking up beats like the Andy Crocker. Call me the black sheep, breaking generational curses. Putting bitches in big ass purses, putting niggas in big ass purses. Without the paperwork.
Hey.
Yo, what's going on?
Thank you so much for coming to be a guest on my platform. Now, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself. When did you fall in love with the mic, and how did you get here today at this moment?
To be honest with you, like I said, if I came out the womb loving the mic, you know what I'm saying? If I could remember that far back, but really, to be honest with you, I guess you could say I fell in love with it. Probably when I was like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's really when I got into the arts in general, stuff like that, but I really didn't start pursuing music professionally until I moved out to Nevada around, I guess I was around like in my mid-20s or something like 20. So that's when I started pursuing it professionally. But really it started musical theater and theater and stuff like that in the church, just live performing and just getting my sound in front of people, because that's what it's about. It's all about the people, You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So that's really where it started for me. You know what I'm saying? That, like I said, yeah, like in the theater and in the church, you know.
Nice. No, it's now for someone that is hearing your music for the very first time. How would you describe your sound in your own words? Because you dab in a lot of different areas now.
Yeah, true that, yeah. I be dibbling down on them. But yeah, if I could put it into a few words, I guess you could say it's just the sound of strength. If I could put it into like just like 3 words, the sound of strength is like, resilience, strength, faith, perseverance, just music to get you going, you know what I'm saying, through the course of your day, you know. A lot of people say like, it's like a breath of fresh air, you know what I'm saying? Just something that's different, you know. That's how I would describe it myself, but that's what a lot of the people say. It's like really just that type of music that is just like motivating, you know what I'm saying? Because of like, what I've been through throughout my life, it's those experiences have motivated me to make the type of music that I make, you know what I'm saying? And grind the way that I do, you know what I'm saying? It all comes from like, those experiences, you know?
Right. So now, when was that moment you said, you know what, I don't fit in just one genre. I want to do it all. And when did you shift into just, trying something different? Because, somebody could be a hip hop artist and then be like, I want to sing a little bit and try to do R&B, and it might not fit with them, but it fits well with you. So, when did that moment come where you say, I'm going to do something different? I'm going to do all of
them? Well, to be honest with you, it was never really a plan or like, something that I just thought about, like saying I want to, do many different genres. But I don't know. It's kind of like when I go into it and I kind of like start out like, with my sound and like how I want to hear it, it kind of, I guess you could say it just kind of turns into that. I guess it's more like inadvertent. It's kind of like just something that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anything that I necessarily plan to do or anything like that. But that's what the way people describe it. Usually they'll be like, oh, it's got a lot of different elements, but it comes together, you know what I'm saying, in a way that's kind of like, I guess you could say, cohesive or, a way you could like, digest it, I guess you could say. But like really, I'm just looking for that space, that spot in that space where I can, this is my niche.
Office ass from the grass, talking the grassroots. I wear big boots so I can put my foot up your ass. Where's the cash, the guap, the green, the damn dinero? No need the Fockers, the nerds and knockers, cooking up beats like Daddy Crocker. Call me the black sheep, breaking generational curses, putting bitches from big ass purses, putting niggas in big ass hearses. Without the paperwork, that's my credentials. It's so essential.
Okay, so let's talk about your creating process. When you sit down and you say, I'm gonna write something new, or I'm gonna sing something, or rap something, however you're going to create, what usually comes first for you? The beat, the lyrics, or the feeling behind it?
That's a good question. Well, for the most part, I'd say for pretty much all of my songs, what comes first is usually the beat or the instrumental. That's where I start. Finding out what I want the background to sound like, and once I figure that out, that's usually when the feeling comes into place, like the theme, like, okay, this is how it's feeling, based off of how it's sounding, in the background and stuff like that. And then after that, that's when I start with the lyrics, probably last, and then and the title is like the very last thing I come up with. I kind of like work in reverse, you know what I'm saying? And then the way that most people usually work with their music, you know what I'm saying? But that's usually like the order I do it in, you know?
Now that has to be a difficult thing because you say your lyrics is last. So now you got to fit the lyrics into the actual beat.
Yeah. That's how I how I get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know,
But see, but no, I get it though, because if you start with the beat and you get the feeling of the beat, because me personally, I say this all the time on every episode. If the beat doesn't grab me in first, I'm not gonna hear the lyrics.
right,
30 seconds, I'm not gonna even, I'm like next to next song. So the beat has to grab me, and then once the beat grabs me, then I'm gonna hear what the lyrics say, and then now I'm gonna play it about 2-3 times. Now, oh, it's a vibe for me. It's a vibe.
Yeah. That's why I say like the instrumental like the icebreaker for me too. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I won't even go through certain songs and like just listen to the songs with the vocals. I like to like just listen to the songs with like just the beats. You know what I'm saying? Just the instrumentals by itself, just so I can get a feeling for like. Sometimes it hits better that way for me. I don't know what it is, but like sometimes it hits better. You know?
Yeah, but you know what? When you listen to instrumentals, you can write better anyway.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Right.
personally, how I feel about it. So now let's talk about guys doing paperwork because that title itself stood out to me. Now, when you say guys doing paperwork, what was happening behind the scenes in your life that inspired you to say that line in particular?
Mm-hmm. So it's been, I guess you could say, a little bit of a rocky few years. I could honestly say that, be transparent about that, you know. So when I came up with that title, it's obviously like, you know, a metaphor, you know what I'm saying, for because growing up at the church, you know what I'm saying, I consider myself a Christian, you know, that occasionally slips up or slips up a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, but at the very core of my being, like I said, I'm a Christian, you know, accept myself to be a Christian, you know, and like I was basically, you know, to make a long story short, I was just thinking of the comeback, you know what I'm saying, of like that's pretty much what it is, like, you know, the comeback story, you know what I mean, just like, you know, that Rocky Balboa kind of like getting up after getting punched or beat up like 5-10 times, you know, in the ring and stuff like that, and then getting back up again. That's kind of like my guy's doing, you know, paperwork, kind of like, you know, he's you know, writing it all down, he's taking note, you know what I'm saying, like basically that prep is like my preparation period for whatever, you know, good is coming, you know what I'm saying, it's like my preparation period, you know.
But I like that quote. You said sometimes, God is handling paperwork.
Right.
So we think that when our blessings are delayed, that oh, it's just never gonna happen. But he handling paperwork. I like the way you put that. When I saw that, when I read the magazine that it was in an article on you, and I saw that stood out to me. So I had to scroll that.
Word.
Blessing take time because God's handling paperwork.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's the idea behind it. For sure.
So now you talk about redefining, boundaries in the music industry. What's one rule that you've broken in music that you hope inspires others to break it too?
Sure. Be honest with you, I don't think I ever really like follow the traditional rules of like, you know, the music industry per se. I mean, there's certain things that, you know, you obviously got to do, you know what I'm saying? And, but I feel like, I'll put it like this. I feel like in the creative space, I feel as if you got to be able to not only like wear different hats, but like be able to create something that's your own, you know, your yourself, be authentic to who you are. And I feel like everything else follows suit. I think a lot of rappers and like singers and artists nowadays, they like to follow the trends, you know, instead of be trendsetters. And I feel like when you follow the trends like that, yeah, you're gonna be popping for a little minute, but I feel like it don't really like last. You know what I'm saying? It's like the next person comes up with, you know, follow this and follow the next trend, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like when you're a trendsetter, you know what I'm saying? It's like you change the game, you know, when you stay for the long haul, you know what I'm saying? You're there for the long haul instead of like just being like, you know, one of the trends, You know, if I could, put it like that, you know what I'm saying?
So now, what's one thing that you wish that you knew before you even got into music and started really taking it to the next level that you know now that could have been beneficial then?
That's a good question. I wish I knew then how to navigate it, because I feel like still in the place that I'm in music, I feel like I still don't know exactly how to navigate it, especially as an independent artist, because you kind of like just thrown out there to the wolves a little bit, so to speak, when you really don't know which exact, like there's not like really like a method to it, you know what I'm saying, or like any real like direction, or maybe there is, and I just haven't really like found it per se yet. And that's kind of like goes back to what I was mentioning about my niche, it's finding like that sweet spot to where like, okay, this hits, this is where, I need to be for the time being, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I'll be real, I feel like I'm creating good stuff. I just want to make something that's more targeted, you know what I'm saying, to like a certain like group or demographic, you know what I'm saying? So it's more like targeted, But like I said, that's pretty much what it is.
But I think that the music industry now versus then is more difficult to navigate, but it's also easier to navigate. Back then you had other options like CDs, you had cassettes, you had different ways to get out there and market yourself. Now you're just straight streaming. And streaming
Right.
doesn't bring a whole lot of money in, so you have to find other things out of the box to do in order to make it. And back then too, they took a little bit more time to put things out.
Mhm.
Now it's like we're living in a microwave industry where people
That's real.
expect put things out, not giving people time to absorb what they just listened to. Because honestly,
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of my artists that come across the platform. That's all I listen to. Honestly, I still listen to 90s music because I'm telling everybody that's the best era ever. The 90s.
Yeah, when I do baby, so
I ain't gonna-
when I do baby.
But
Yeah.
I listen to y'all music a lot because I dissect it. And I started, in the beginning, before I started interviewing a lot of artists, I used to just listen to the beat. That was just real. And if I heard the beat and I didn't like the beat, I just didn't go no further. Now, hearing stories from y'all, I listen to the lyrics because the lyrics is the reason why the song exists.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But it's hard, for artists to really get out there. So on those days where you feel like giving up, what do you do to keep going in this industry, even though every day something different is changing?
Yeah, and that's real. That's real time right there. Something new is always going on. It seems like every day something is changing. Like with the platforms, DSPs, and stuff like that. But what keeps me going really is just like this groundedness and my God, what I believe in and stuff like that. Which is like God, my family. You know what I'm saying? And people around me at the time, certain friends and people around me who like, push me, to keep going, or vibe with a certain song they may like, or, are really there to just provide support, But really, yeah, it just comes from like just that, the most, like I feel like the most, like where I draw the most from is just like like that, just belief in God, like and like a belief in something, just something that keeps me going. Sometimes I can't even say what it is, but it just keeps me going.
Right. I get it. So now if someone could only listen to one of your songs to understand your story, which song would that be and why?
I just released an album called Sermons. Shameless plug, but Sermons. And there's a song on there that I feel like tells. Okay, I want to pick two, but yeah, those two are basically One is called Vitamin B12, and the other is called Gains. I feel like those really tell my story. I say first place, number one is probably Vitamin B12. Tells me like more of the story and like, you know, who I am. And Gains is probably like a runner up. You know what I'm saying? But they both, those two pretty much like tell like, and basically like who I am and like, you know, how I kind of operate, you know, on a music level and like just like a personal, like moral level, you know what I'm saying?
Vitamin B. Now you're gonna make me go listen to them songs. Really listen to them and find out who you are. So now, if your music could speak before, you know, a room that you know before you even walked in, your music is in there. What would it say about you?
What would it say about me? You saying like if I heard my music, like it's being played before I went in there?
If before you even walked in the room, your music was playing, and you know it's in a room full of people that's never heard it before, and this is like a premiere say of one of your songs and sermons, and before you walk in, say Vitamin play. What would that song say about you before you even walk through the door?
Okay, I got you now. I would say that I'm just different. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be the first thing it would say is that, you know, I'm bringing something that is different because like some of the, I think like the first lyric is my life is off the map. I'm coming with the slap. I went from crap to hands clap. When I get in the booth or on stage, it's like, you know, it's almost like a bravado. It's like, you know, a confidence. I think that's what it would bring the most. I think people will hear it for the first time, be like, damn, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, type shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I curse on thing, but
he said, "Dang, who is this?" I like that. Now, before I pass the mic to you, this is my final question. If you could send a message to your younger self without changing the past, what would you say and why?
Be patient. That's like first and foremost. Be patient. I would definitely tell my younger self to be patient. Don't rush anything. Everything has its process. Everything has its time. Don't jump the gun. Don't rush anything. Just be patient. That's number one. And number two, just show love. You know what I'm saying? To even to those you may not think got your back or necessarily may deserve it. Show love. You know, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know how that person that you didn't show love to, you know, you may need them one day in the future, or they may need you, or vice versa. You know, so you never know. You know, before you like watch before you like burn bridges, or you know, let somebody go. You know, but yeah, I'll probably say that to my younger self. You know what I'm saying?
You said a mouthful there because you know you never know what bridge you're gonna cross again, and a lot of times when we're young, we don't think about none of that.
Right.
We really don't. But I think patience comes with time. Because you know, we live in that world when we're young, we want it right now. And then we get older, we realize that nothing's gonna come easy. You gotta work for it. Literally. Yeah. All right, so now I'm about to pass the mic to you after the countdown. This is your time to tell everybody how to stream sermon or where to stream sermon, your album, or any other music you have, how to follow your journey, and maybe what's coming up for you at the end of 2026. Okay? So after the countdown, you got the stage. So before I pass the mic, I just want to say thank you. I am grateful to be able to converse with some amazing people doing amazing things every day and share them with you so you can know about these people. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. It means the world to me. So if this space has inspired you, challenged you, or made you feel seen in some type of way, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, like this episode, Share it with someone who needs it. And drop that comment and let me know you're here, because I want to hear your thoughts. Your support means everything to me. It keeps these conversations going. So now, let me pass the mic so you can know how to get in contact with this amazing guest. So let's get back into this episode.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? My name is St. Clair Dewberry, aka Saint, aka Sainty Boy. That's my artist names. And you can find me on all streaming platforms where music is streamed: Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, you know what I'm saying, Apple Music, wherever music is streamed. My newest album is out called Sermons. You can find it on those streaming platforms I just mentioned, and any other place that music can be streamed. I'm working on a new single coming out called The Antidote to Chaos. That's coming out, and hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be doing some live shows, something live for you guys, you know, out there. You know what I'm saying? Website about to be up, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sell some merch, so y'all go out and get it. You know what I'm saying? SoundCloud vinyls, Nostalgia Ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Go out and stream and support your boy, and I'll do the same for y'all. Thank you. Peace.
Now, you said your real name is St. Clair?
Yeah, St. Clair Dewberry, yes.
Really?
yeah.
Now,
That's on my birth. I promise you, it's on my birth certificate.
For real?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, what was behind the scenes with your mom naming you St. Clair? There's got to be.
Really, to be honest, that's my pops' name, because he's from he's Black British. He's from the UK, so that's his name. Yeah, I'm a junior.
Okay, junior. Okay. But thank you so much for coming to support my journey, and I'm ready and excited to support your journey as well. If there's anything that I can do on my end, let me know. I mean, I run music promos and I try to highlight y'all as much as I can. I pop up live and premiere a song in a minute. So when you release something, let me know, and I'll share it on my end too.
Yeah, okay, word. That's dope. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, like, you know, if anybody I can support, help me, yeah, let me know too. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Thank
you. And thank you for everybody that's tuning into this amazing episode. I hope this episode has reminded you that your voice still matters, and that your strength, your purpose, and your power still is relevant. So before we go, let me know in the comments, what's one thing that motivated you to do after hearing this conversation today? Drop it in the comments and let's grow together. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. All of it. Stream God's doing paperwork. Okay? Make sure y'all do that. Help me continue to uplift these voices that are changing lives. Let's just keep going, keep growing. And whatever you do, let's keep breaking the silence together. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that awaits my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate, but I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goal in front, that's what's important, so I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole, let's go. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, you gotta keep going till you see them.